Hello friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we are doing September's TBR. I feel like I say this every month, but I cannot believe we're in September. We will be doing the TBR prompt jar for a few of the books, and the rest of the books, one of my best friends actually has picked my TBR for the month of September. So that will be really fun, reading all the books that she loves or that she's curious about or wants my thoughts on. So we will go through those books first because she has already picked 4 books for me to read plus our buddy read, and then I think I'm going to pick 2 or 3 books from the prompt jar to top up the TBR. 8 books is a lot for my monthly TBR, but I'm a mood reader and at least that gives me some options. The first book that is on the TBR for the month of September is Heartless by Elsie Silver. We have been buddy reading this book series, Chestnut Springs. I say we have been, we've literally read one, and I think it was last year. I don't know why it took us so long to pick up book 2. I do think that's partly my fault because I haven't had a great reading year. The beginning of this year I haven't read very much, but I also kind of forgot that we had started this series. So yeah, in September we're reading book 2. I enjoyed book 1. I didn't love it as much as I thought that I would, but I have heard there's other books in this series that are just top tier books. So I am excited to continue this series and do the buddy read for this one. The next book on the TBR is Mile High. I have had the Windy City series on my TBR for a really long time, and she keeps telling me that I need to read them. I'm pretty sure she's loved most of, if not all, the books in the series. I have been a bit scared because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this particular book. I don't think this was necessarily her favorite in the series either, but it is book 1. I do need to read it. A lot of people have been telling me just to skip it, but I feel like if I'm reading this series, then I might as well read book 1 and just give it a go. I don't know if the characters are intertwined or if I meet any of them from in this book that are in later books, so I do need to read it, and I think that's the reason why she's put this book on my TBR, because I've been saying that I need to read it and I know how much she's enjoyed the series and she wants me to read the series. The next book was a little bit of a surprise for me. I recently got this book at a secondhand bookstore, and that is The Women by Kristen Hanna. I have already read one book by Kristen Hanna before, The Nightingale. I do own a few of her other books. I have been collecting them when I see them because I absolutely loved her writing. I've been wanting to read more of her books. I don't think my friend has actually read this yet, and I think that's the reason why she picked it for me, is because we have very similar book tastes. I get a lot of recommendations from her, so I own it, and she obviously wants to know my thoughts on it, so I'm going to read it for her and do just that. But yeah, I'm actually very excited to have this on my TBR. I don't think it was a book I would have picked up anytime soon, but like I said, I've been wanting to read more from Kristen Hanna, so I'm excited. The next book also kind of surprised me a little bit. It is also new to my TBR, and that is Nightweaver. I don't know a lot about this book. I just know that it's pirates, which I've never read anything about pirates before, and it's enemies to lovers, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's enemies to lovers. If you saw my book haul, then you know that I went back and forth on the decision on buying this book. I don't know if it has the best reviews. I don't know a lot of people that have read this book, but I thought it sounded interesting and I wanted to read it, so I got it. And yeah, she told me that she is interested in hearing my thoughts on it as well. So another book that I probably wouldn't have picked up anytime soon, but I'm actually really excited to have this on the TBR. I think that it's more exciting because it's new. So I feel like when you read books closer to when you buy them, it's more exciting. So yeah, I'm excited to see my thoughts on this one and if I actually enjoy it. The last book that she picked for me was no surprise. I kind of knew that she was going to pick this one. I'm pretty sure this is one of her favorite books of the year that she's read. She absolutely loved it, and when we told each other that we were picking each other's TBRs, I kind of already gathered that she wanted me to read this one because she's been telling me to read it, and that is Shield of Sparrows. To be completely honest with you, I would not have picked this up anytime soon because of the length. This is a chunky book. It is like 650 pages. The writing is quite big, but she's still thick. And I didn't realize how thick she was, but I have heard incredible things about this book, and I do know that my bestie absolutely loved it. So yeah, I am excited to read it and talk to her about it, but I am nervous about the size. Hopefully it's one of those books that when you start reading, it doesn't feel as long as it is, and then you finish the book and you want another like 1,000 pages of the story. So I'm going into this hoping that that's what will happen, but yeah, we'll see. This was the last book that she picked for me to read, and honestly I feel like she did a really good job at my monthly TBR. I'm actually, how many times can I say excited, but I am excited for September's TBR because all of those books I'm interested in reading. Obviously they're on my TBR, but like I said, a lot of them I wouldn't have read anytime soon. So it's nice that she has picked books that I am excited to read, but not that books that I wasn't gonna read straight away. Makes it more fun. Now we will pick 3 more books to add to the TBR to bulk it up, and yeah, see what books I am in the mood for. Book number, well, this is book 6, but prompt number 1. The newest book on your shelves. I have a lot. If you have seen my book haul, I have a lot of new books, but I don't know which one was the one that I bought last. I actually think I did a book purchase of 3 books. One of them was Shield of Sparrows, so I think I have 2 books to choose between. I will get them and we'll decide. So the last book purchase that I bought was these 3. This is already on my TBR, obviously. So we have Silver Cloak or Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am excited to read both of these, but I already know that I am going to be adding this book to the TBR because I have actually not stopped thinking about it since I bought it. I am very, very intrigued by this book, and I haven't seen it a lot on social media, so I'd love to give it a go and see my thoughts. But yeah, I am a little bit more excited to read this one than this one. So I'm going to add this to the September TBR. Prompt number 2, book number 7. A title with over 5 words. I feel like this is going to be easy, but I also fear that it might not be because I feel like most titles are 2 to 3 words. Let's go and get some options. Well, I guess my 3 latest book purchases are going to be on my TBR because this has over 5 words. And I actually picked a few book titles that I wanted to read, but they were 5 words. And then I reread the prompt and it says over 5 word title. So it has to be 6 or more words. And this is like literally one of the only options that I have. I do have Prior of the Orange Tree, but I'm not about to be reading that book. So I am going to be adding Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil also to my September TBR. This is turning to a very heavy fantasy reading month, so let's see if we can get a romance for prompt number 3, book number 8. This is the last book on the September TBR. Oh, I can't grab one. Here we go. The next book in a series. Okay, this is a good prompt. This is a good one. I do apologize that the lighting has changed. I think a storm is coming, so my natural lighting disappeared. But anyway, a book for this prompt that I probably should pick is the next book in the Caravel series. I read book 1 like last year and I haven't continued this series, so this should be the option, but it is fantasy and I'm not in the mood for this. So I have 2 other options. I have Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage, which is a very good option. Her new series is coming out really soon. This is book 4 and this will finish this series for me. And another really good option is Bad Blood. This is the last book in the Naturals series, so this will also finish a book series for me. This is longer. This is almost 500 pages, but I have been reading this series very quickly because they are mystery YA thrillers and they're just really fast paced. But I need some romance. And we are coming into spring. So small town, cowboy, country romance is, I feel like, what I need, and it'll be good to finish this series. I'm actually very excited for this book. I have enjoyed the series. The books for me progressively got better, so I'm excited for this one. And I'm excited for Lila Sage's new book as well, but I am happy to be adding a romance to the TBR. I don't think we really need to recap the books because I have already spoken about them a lot, but that is my September TBR. It is a big TBR. I don't know if I'm going to actually have the opportunity to read all of these books. I'm going to try. I'm very determined. But like I said, I am a mood reader. So my mood obviously changes a lot with what books I want to read. So I like that we have a lot of options on the TBR this month. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If you want to check me out on Bookstagram or TikTok, or other social media platforms, they are linked below, and I hope to see you all in my next video.